scene.
Oh
The fight
yeah,
scene
like
where she's,
your
like, walking
mama's
around.
so old. Her breast milk. Like the remember the time I tried to do it and then I sucked in the powder instead of blowing it. I was like
same elementary school.
Even now, when we're in America, we're aliens.
Still aliens. I came here, I'm like, where is my wings? Like,
Sizzle in my tongue.
hopefully this is a platform that makes people feel safe.
I completely almost forgot.
good morning, listeners. This is your host, Paji, and
this is your co-host, Yasmin.
we're both hosts. Anyways, hi. So today we're gonna start off with a little crazy news. Well, we think it's crazy, but I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that Awkwafina. If you guys don't know who Awkwafina is she this Asian American chick.
She was in Crazy Rich Asians. She was in the 10 Rings.
She's in that cartoon also, right? Disney.
What's it called? The Last Dragon.
Yeah, something like that.
She's
But
the
anyways,
dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, super cool. Grew up in like New York City, right? Because or was
so.
it yeah? But she was like, I mean, she was around urban community, if you can say, you know what I mean, like growing up. And
she was
so she
from
got
Stony Brook, New York.
yeah, and she's a rapper too.
She is.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I think she was a rapper before anything in the media actually. That's why this news is so crazy because she's under fire for being canceled because she used the Blaccent. Apparently there's an accent called Blaccent now. So I mean
Black accent.
Black accent. Okay. There are Black people from other countries that don't sound, I don't know, like hip hop.
That sound completely different.
Yeah.
I think this whole thing came about because there are people, or maybe like
some
even
people
white
may
people
feel-
or Asians, try to sound more Black, to sound cool, because somehow like being part of the ghetto, you sound cool, or you're being
But
cool.
that's the
kind of
thing. Like, I think when we come here to America, what's the first thing that people say to us? Why don't you have an accent? Okay, like we say we're from
Why don't you have an
Macau.
accent? Yeah,
We
it's
go,
always
we're
that.
from Macau, we're from Asia, we're half Filipino, half blah, blah, blah. But it's like, oh, why do you have an American accent? Okay, so if I'm not speaking this quote unquote accent, then I have like, then my English is not good. Like, you know, like it doesn't make sense because okay, language is a lot to do with influence, you know, like it's about who you surround yourself with and yeah, and for someone that don't have an accent, I tend to like lean on to the like accent that I'm talking to. For example, like with my mom, I would have a Filipino accent, like no joke, for sure, like almost immediately. If you go to my mom and talk like excuse me,
Some ketchup on my rice, please.
something like, or I mean, if even an Australian accent person come to us and talk, and I wouldn't understand.
I mean, even in America itself, like you have different regions of accents, and then people kind of know where you're from based on your accent.
That too, like, oh, you're from Brooklyn, like, oh, you got coffee, like they
Coffee?
like what like there's some words that Tyler says that I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute. It's like forward. Like, is that forward? It's forward. You know, like I gotta say, people talking about Blaccent, but then it's like, you know, that's mostly the movies we grow up with. You know, like, I mean, for example, I watched White Chicks. White Chicks is huge in Asia. I memorize almost every sentence with Sandra.
The fight scene.
Oh
the fight
yeah,
scene
like
where she's,
your
like,
mama's so old. Her breast milk. Like remember that time I tried to do it and then I sucked in the powder instead of blowing it. I was like
I remember.
I even remember telling myself in the brain to not do that, but then I did that. So I don't understand.
So back to Blackson though, and the
But
news.
that's what,
so-
but that's what I mean though. She's under fire for it because of that. And honestly, if that's the case, there's like a billion people you can like put under fire in
It's just so dumb
Asia.
because it's if someone is born in that region, and obviously they're gonna sound like that, and it's not fair for people to say, oh, she's being a Blackson, because it's becoming a thing, becoming trendy on TikTok for Black people to like get really annoyed and upset at others who don't look Black but sound Black, and they're like, why are you guys trying to be like us, blah blah. But some people are born from the region, or even like the southern accent, like in the I don't know, Alabama or something. No, okay, not there. Like the southern part of America. Like there are Asians there, you know.
Yeah,
And
and obviously they're
sound
gonna
Black.
speak. They're gonna speak the
Of
accent that
course,
they
yeah.
talk with, like, or if you spend I don't know how much time in England, you're gonna be British out of nowhere, like, and it doesn't mean you're making fun of them.
Not to be a celebrity, because you're just like, people just have no life and they just say random stuff to kind of cancel you.
I was so curious. I checked like the people that are dissing her on Twitter. Like those
How bad is it?
accounts? No, those accounts are not even real. Like it's like people that are zero meaning in the world. Even the ones that were shown on the articles, I searched those like handles, and it's like they're nobodies. They're just trying to make it a big deal online and make people like focus on that instead of the actual problems, maybe, which is, I don't know, who knows. I just know this is not the problem. This is not the problem. She's just making something to connect with people that grew up like her, and or even Asians that have the dream to like live in America, maybe even, or want to have the, like, they watch this and probably think, oh my God, like this is probably what I would feel like if I was there, or something like that. It's just, it gives people goosebumps. But then like the haters gotta hate. Like, all right, like, dude, people can have more than one thing out there. Like, if you don't feel with it, that if you don't vibe with it, then just close and leave. Like, watch something else. Jesus Christ.
You just gotta do what you gotta do, because people don't have a life, and that's their life. It's just,
for real though. No.
Yeah, and then people, right, when people ask like, why don't you have an accent? And I was thinking, like, in Macau, there's like Chinese, and there's also foreigners. And I think it also, yeah, like you said, really depends on what kind of people you hang out with. And I remember well, you too, I don't know, but as kids, because we grew up in Chinese schools as foreigners, where compared to a lot of other foreigners, they grew up in foreigner schools, and so we would be really insecure about our English or our accent sometimes. Us being kind of in the middle.
Yes, we're in the middle, where
hanging out with friends who are Chinese and they try to speak English, maybe broken English with a really strong Chinese accent, and people who actually speak very American in Macau.
Yes.
Why is that? I guess it's really dependent on the movies we watch, the music we listen to, the culture that Macau wants to be a part of. Like, it's not cool to, I mean, maybe it is cool, but it's more like American than English accent. You know what I mean? Why not like Australian or Irish or Scottish? Why?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's true. And also Hong Kong, like it's supposed to be UK. Like they got colonized by UK.
They were colonized by UK, Macau by Portugal.
But
they
Hong
definitely
Kong
have a very heavy influence from the UK, like schools, curriculum, and other things, that like maybe TV shows even, right?
TV shows not a lot, because like that's the thing what I'm trying to say, that a lot of TV shows that they show on the Hong Kong channels are actually American, because I mean, even Friends was on there. They didn't put, I don't know, Office UK version. No, they put the what's the blockbusters. And that's why the people from Hong Kong, they speak with an American accent. I quote unquote, because what is an American accent? If there's so many American accents, like literally state by state, okay?
So many, yeah.
And this Blaccent, if it's like African American accent, then yeah, I don't know.
But even that, like African American, if you're from the southern compared to what you from the West Coast or East Coast, if you're all like black, you still sound different, but you're all black,
It just feels like it's so divided, and
Yeah.
unless someone is actually making fun of someone, like blatantly.
If I understand where the frustration of it's coming from. I think it's mainly because it sounds cool and people try to do it to be popular, and you're like, oh, you're cool, you're from the ghetto, and it's for some reason it's like it's you want to be accepted and you want to be looked up upon, kind of. And so
she a
and
rapper,
I'm not talking about Aquafina, I'm talking about
other
other
people?
other
Fair
people
enough.
who force it, and they don't like care about like other stuff of the culture, but just the way they speak, so they sound cool. And that's why this thing came about, I think.
Yeah.
That's why people are like, I guess,
Well, I feel like I feel bad if it's someone that actually grew up speaking like that,
yeah,
or
then that would be difficult. Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
because like guys, if you grew up watching White Chicks, Terry Crews Tyler
Tyler
Perry movies.
Mushu from Mulan.
Oh yeah, well he is played by Eddie Murphy, right? Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
But see, we don't like say, oh, he's a black
A
dragon.
Blaccent in a Black Dragon in a Chinese movie.
I feel like people, when they did it, they thought, oh, we can mix things up, and it's like,
Yeah.
people would think like, oh, it's like a fusion. They never thought it would be offending, because
Yeah.
for them it's like, oh, it's cool, we're mashing up two things, or oh, it's gonna be popular, it will touch base on everybody. But that's the thing, like some people just want it to be theirs. The only what do you think of us feeling about what is that Oriental Princess again? I forgot her name. The last dragon, right? That girl, we don't know what her actual like ethnicity is. It's just Southeast Asian. Like, is she
Are you talking about the
Filipino?
cartoon?
Yeah, the cartoon. Is she Filipino? Is she Vietnamese? Is she
The
no?
Last Dragon?
Yeah, does it say?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
It doesn't, because it's
Like,
trying to
never.
mix in all of the Southeast Asian stuff. And it's like, but
Yeah. True.
it's all different.
I think it's, in terms of like Macau and Hong Kong, I think it's pretty interesting, right? Like for people to think like, oh, you're from China, but you have this accent. And I try to explain like it's pretty westernized, Macau and Hong Kong, and like the things we have on TVs and the things we do, like it's very westernized. Even like schools.
But that's the thing
And
also, places like Philippines and places like anywhere, there's gonna
Philippines has a
be,
very strong accent.
but there's people with no accent. I
Oh,
know people in Philippines with amazing American accent. Like,
yeah.
honestly, they speak like us, but it depends of what they're watching. If they're watching telenovela, or if they're watching, I don't know, Rush Hour, like, something like some literally just a blockbuster. There's times where I would watch Cantonese movies because I wanted my Cantonese to sound more local, and that's what
Yeah.
it did. That's what it does. People really do find offensive in the black accent. I'm just gonna say sorry for the people that live in Asia and have the black accent, okay? Because there's a lot of people that are into hip hop culture, because hip
Mm.
hop culture
And
is
they
amazing.
sound right.
It's everybody
And they sound
uniting
like that
together.
too when they start talking. Yeah.
If they watch the stuff online or like tutorials, they all talk like that. And so it gets brushed off, especially when that's your only source of English, because growing up in Macau and Hong Kong, especially when English isn't the main language, there's always going to be like English class is always not the main class, and it's always just the simplest stuff, like Spanish. For in America, there's always Spanish class here, but not a lot of people can speak Spanish. I speak more Spanish than Tyler just because it sounds like Tagalog and Portuguese. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Just like that, another language that's like, it's the most important one, but I don't know it. I only know Portuguese. You know, like
We always just kind of miss a little bit, you know. We get, instead of getting Mandarin, we learn Cantonese. Instead of Spanish, we speak Portuguese. So we always just missed a little bit.
yeah, because I just know so many people that have that quote unquote accent that speaks English that way. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not like they're making fun of it because that's literally the only way they can speak it. You know, other than that, they're gonna speak it on their mother tongue. You know,
Yeah.
bro, I get so confused. Like how because like what you said, we are in between. We are very good with our English. We don't have an accent, but at the same time, we know what's good English, and we know like there are different English identities. Like, oh, that's a British accent. Oh, that's a Brooklyn accent. Oh, that's a New Zealand accent. There's also Filipino accents, on like Google. Like you can choose a Filipino accent English. Yeah.
Oh no, there is. Listen.
Hello.
Put more like you look fat. I'm telling the truth. That's what the tita said to me.
Jesus. All right. Ready.
Yeah.
You look fat today. Why you eat so much in America? Why you so black now? Put more sunscreen on. Why is your nose so big? Like a black Asian nose. You have to pull it so it's longer.
So sad. These are the things that we remember of like our.
This is growing like this is what we grew up with, man. Like I guess pat ourselves in the back that we don't have an accent.
I mean, honestly, I don't care if I do or not. Sometimes, actually, more recently, people like when I talk to my friends that I haven't talked to in a while, they're like, "Wow, you sound so American," and I was almost like, I don't know if I'm taking that like as a positive connotation or negative. So I kind of feel more like, oof, that sounds like a bad thing.
No, you know what though?
So I'm like, I don't want to sound too American. I want to, because
Yeah.
one thing is that if you sound so American, people assume that we're from here. But when you
Mhm.
once you assume I'm from here, you assume everything else that I know about the
Oh,
country.
yeah,
And I'm like,
definitely.
I don't know shit.
Nope. Yep. It's so different.
So we just have to speak a little bit more with a Chinese accent. You know what I'm talking about.
No, because that
I
will
really
sound
like
like
this,
you're
this
doing the chai sense, okay? Because you don't
the
look
Chai.
like, yeah. No, but that's the thing. Like people that say stuff like that are the ones that racist because they're looking at someone saying, "Oh, you don't sound like what you look like." Like, excuse me. Okay, let's try a scenario. Yeah, you are local and I'm a foreigner trying to order food. Maybe okay. You're the waitress.
Role play.
You may ask that.
Hi. Can I actually see the menu,
快
please?
少少啊，有好多人喺後面，快少少。
Can I see the menu, please? The
你
menu.
本書咩書啊？
No. To see the food. I just don't know what to order.
驚啊！你
To
驚啊？
order. To order. I don't know.
我打你，我打你，俾你，俾你，俾你。
menu 啊！哦，
俾你，俾你。
謝謝。
唔係
Okay.
謝謝啊，係唔該啊，呢度唔該啊。
唔該。Sorry, I got mixed up with Mandarin. Anyways, oh, can I have this one, please? But except, can I like have it without the egg? No egg. No egg.
乜叫 egg 啊？你乜嘢啊？
No egg. Egg.
雞蛋，你要雞蛋，你要多啲雞
I
蛋。
don't want 雞蛋. I don't
啊，你
want.
唔要㗎啊！要多灣雞蛋，你多灣雞蛋，OK？
Yes.
冇雞蛋，冇雞蛋。You know, they just yell stuff into the kitchen, and they don't even like write anything down. They just yell stuff to the kitchen.
Yes. Oh my god, it reminds me of the scene in Rush Hour where Chris Tucker kept like shouting, like, "Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth?" because you just like say it louder, and it's just like you can say as loud as you can. I'm not gonna understand.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you do you know, as long as you're not doing any harm, like why bother when people say
Because anyone that's trying to speak another language other than your own is it's a freaking courageous step. Okay, it's so like it's so scary to be. Imagine like you don't know English at all and you're like it's new to you.
yeah, imagine being in America with a Chinese accent. You really get discriminated actually, like, or looked down upon, like, oh, you don't like speak proper English, or but dude, people who speak Chinese, they speak bilingual, Chinese and English. You only speak English, okay? So don't give me that.
Yeah, for
So,
real,
but yeah,
though.
I feel like if I only speak Chinese, or that I only speak with a Chinese accent, I'd be treated differently, maybe in sometimes some parts.
I'll probably say like, why are you making a Chinese accent here? Like, do you know about Stop Asian Hate Girl?
Because my face.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Oh my god, it's true though. It makes Uber rides so annoying, when you're like, yeah, I'm from Macau, it's from somewhere in China. They're like, oh my god, your accent though, it's amazing. And I feel like
Actually,
But-
I'm starting to say, like, oh, when people say, where are you from? I say, I live in Westchester, so New York. And then they're like, oh, okay. And then they stop asking me questions, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna explain, be like, actually, I'm not from New York, I'm from Macau.
yeah. I'm just scared if they start like asking like more deeper questions. Some Uber drivers actually, try to get into your life story. I love the
Oh
people
yeah,
that are
I
like
prefer
quiet.
the silent Uber
Oh.
drives.
Definitely. But if you see it's the old man, like he's gonna talk like all the way through, because that's why he got this job, is so that he could talk to someone. And it's not like I'm gonna not talk to them,
Just be like,
Can you imagine if like in Asia you're trying to talk to the taxi driver? Oh yeah. I pretend to be the taxi driver this time. I pretend to be taxi driver and you're the foreigner trying to make it oh my god, yeah. You come in and you try to small talk with me and I'll be like, what the fuck?
Role play.
You come in and
hi, thank you. I'm going to Tai Sampa.
Oh, that's about
Yeah.
sounds up, man.
How's your sorry?
Sounds about,
Sounds up. That's 30, right?
Hi. I'm go meet her.
Okay, yeah, that's fine for me. Yeah, $30 fine. I mean, Pataka. How's your day going?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
Good.
Good day. Good sunny day. Oh. Sorry.
And scene. Ah! Man,
Oh, you broke out of character.
We broke out of character. We're so bad at this. Maybe next time will be better. But anyways, the first part is just so realistic because they will always try to skim you with your money. They will like make you pay a certain amount of money instead of using the meter because they know it's gonna be.
I know, especially when after when I was in Europe for 2 years, I came back, right? I was with my big luggage, and obviously I look like a foreigner because I don't look Chinese to them, right? And then I was going from Macau Taipa Airport to my home, which was like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes drive, 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
And he asked for 100 pataka for that much. 100 pataka is about maybe
divided by 8, 20.
Yeah, a bit less than $20 for like a 10-minute drive. They were and then I'm like, wait, hold on. I've been gone for 2 years, but I still remember what it's like, how much it would cost, And I'm like, sorry, I don't have 100 pataka.
You speak
I
that
have like
Cantonese,
30.
like...
Yeah, I'm like, and you're like, like, okay. I'm like, of course it's okay. That's how much it costs.
Anyways, Thank you guys for listening to our confusions and how there's just so many perspectives on seeing different things. And some people may feel more offended than others. Some people may feel like, is this a joke? Why is everybody so sensitive? You know, am I doing a white girl accent? Am I supposed to get in trouble for that? Because I'm not white.
You sounded like a rich white girl from the West Coast.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching.